Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to Rewind That Radio.
Damn, that shit was loud, yo. What's up, everybody? This is Rewind That Radio.
Oh.
Everybody's in the house tonight.
Right on
time. Right on time. We want to give a shout out to Matt's t-shirt. Every week he comes dripping with the swagalicious swagoo, the Irish version of Italian sauce.
You're trying too hard. Trying too hard.
Someone's got to try. We're here to try. Either try hard or you die hard. That was my man, Mr. Kardashian. What's that? Yo, what up? It's the Monday Night Chop Up Tuesday Night Edition, almost as always. Probably change the name. But I know as soon as I do and do all the work to change the graphics, we're going to go back to Monday.
Back on Monday.
So, all right. Well, let's we're going to just wing it here. We got a couple things. We got a couple fun topics we got to talk about. I think we're going to start with Mr. OC. What are you drinking there, buddy?
Yeah, a little bit of a Tom Collins here.
Please explain what this is to the normal non-white.
And for the non-drinking crowd, that's a little bit of gin, club soda, a little bit of lime, a little bit of a little simple syrup in there. Nice and easy.
Did you have to sign up for like a prostate exam too? Because are you 60 years old?
I'm an old soul. Always have been.
An old boy's hole. An old boy's hole.
There's a lot going on there, bro. This guy even got simple syrup.
What you drinking on, Nick?
Well, what am I drinking on currently is a Coke Zero, which has zero sugar and zero anything in it, which you would think is healthy, but apparently this will like take the tarnish off a toilet.
Yep, sure will.
Leave it in there long enough.
Hell yeah. You know what kind of fucks me up with the Coca-Cola, and this is kind of random, but I went to the old amazing country of Mexico in December, and all of their candy, this is a true fact, all of their candy and soda has a warning on the label that says, do not give to your kids. Like, literally.
What's that reason for, Nick?
What's that?
Because all the sugar's poison, bro. No, seriously, it was really weird because you see, like, it has like Coca-Cola and it says like no hermanos or whatever. I forget what it says, but it basically says it's dangerous to give to children because it makes them American children. Apparently, it's like that's what all they need is to drink a lot of Coca-Cola and bubble gum and they get papers. I don't know.
Oh man.
That's not true. But it makes them little fat. It makes them fat kids, and it's not healthy. That's why they put those labels on there.
I don't know, man. I heard about that. Got that old school glass bottle Coca-Cola in Mexico.
Yeah,
Still got the cocoa leaves in it.
No, I don't think that's it. It's no one's putting Coke in Coca-Cola anymore because they know what they could really sell it for. But it's real sugar, and that's the stuff that will, you're walking around with no feet. You know what I'm saying?
Diabetes.
But I just think it's wild that they, our kids can drink it. Our hypothetical. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, that's more the parents' choice in the beginning, right? It's like,
They give it to the kids to shut them up. That's all.
Yeah, turn them into the Tasmanian devil, depending on the kid.
Come on. Got to go with the old fountain drinks, huh? Get a nice fountain drink, some ice in there.
Oh, we used to call that the bubbly. That was like special occasions, bro. You go get the bubbly.
Used to mix it,
What do they call that? Like the suicide or something when you mix them all together? There was some weird.
It might as well be.
Yeah, there was some weird name when you go down the row and you put all the flavors in the cup.
I was always, back working for the movie theaters, always the rainbow is what people would ask for.
There you go.
Wow, well, that's a little less violent, but yeah, I guess. So.
I thought they called it the Widowmaker.
There you go. Hey, Fuck your heart, right? You drink all this Sprite and Dr. Pepper and Coca. I mean, I don't even know if they're all the same brand, to be honest with you.
Well,
Lemonade.
you got to throw that Dr. Pepper in there for like the 97 different flavors, right?
Yeah, or like Mitch Hedberg would say, I would have been okay with a Mr. Pepper. He didn't have to waste all that time in school.
Yeah, but that would get canceled right now too, right? They goddamn canceled Mr. Potato Head.
Oh, yeah. What a wild ride that
I'm
is.
just saying.
Let's talk about simple starches today on the podcast. We're going to talk about
So now it's just Potato Head.
who the fuck cares? Oh my god. Yeah, all right, let's go around the world with this one. Okay. Well, okay. So first of all, I think they retracted it. I think Hasbro took it back, if I'm not wrong.
Sure. I think.
I don't know.
I don't think so, man.
Well, at least someone on the internet said that, so it might as well be true. But Big T, what do you think about this nonsense?
Bro, when I first saw it, I said, yo, come on, man. Not another one. That's all I said, not another one. That's all. I was like, this is crazy, bro.
Oh man.
This world is just going shit in the handbasket, bro.
So, all right. So let's just put it out there first. Is there really a difference between Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head other than either the bow goes here or the bow goes up here? Like, what's the difference?
It's a potato. Let's start there. They don't have gentrification. Next question.
That's what I don't get, bro. I don't understand it. I don't understand it either.
Try again.
Either way,
Seriously.
Either way, it can be mashed potatoes or French fries. Either way.
Yeah, right. Are we canceling those? I'll be pissed.
You
All
can't
right.
Can't say poutine no more. What is it? Poutine? Can't eat poutine no more.
That was good.
What the fuck, man?
Oh my god. So,
Like I said,
People would be upset, man.
that's funny. You can't say poutine.
I say, haven't played with a Mr. Potato Head in a while, but like Nick said, like, is it? I'm pretty sure the parts aren't missing, right? Aren't given to you. That would make you a Mr. or Mrs. So
No.
it's just the bow. Are we doing the same thing with Pac-Man? What's the difference?
It's just
yeah.
Pac-Man ain't nothing but another. It's a girl. You just put a bow and a bowl on his face.
That's it.
So we're gonna call him transgender Pac-Man?
Or can't call it a pack person?
Nope, can't call it Pac person.
Why not? Because is that
Then
against?
you have to make a new bathroom for him.
Yeah. So what do you call it? You can't call it Pac-Man. You can't call it. I mean, Mrs. Pac-Man must be fucking with all of these SJWs because that just kind of like goes against itself. Oh, it's Mrs. but it's man. Like, oh wait, no, this is actually the perfect logo for everyone that's upset about this. Miss Pac-Man. She covers it all. Or we can call her Miss Sackman.
You got Pac-Man Jr.
Yeah.
Miss
So
Pac-Man.
Junior technically would have to be a
Pac-Man.
boy then, right?
Now all of a sudden,
Hey,
there's ageism. Let's get rid of ageism too.
Yep, you gotta say Sister Pac-Man. Brother Pac-Man. You gotta say that. Sister and Brother Pac-Man now. this is wild.
I find it offensive that Pac-Man eats balls. It's like very derogatory.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
then you went out. Then you're gonna have
Let's go right down this mountain. Who cares?
Oh, dude, I'm ready to.
I just canceled by our
you're
three
gonna have
listeners.
balls and clams on it.
They canceled Dr. Seuss, dude.
No, they didn't, bro.
They like banned like 4 or 5 of his stories or something
Yeah.
because there's a little bit of racism in there. I don't. Who's offended by this, really? I think on this podcast we've said probably the most racist and like narcissistic and bunch of like biggest piles of horseshit, and no one cares. We're like, who cares? Why do you care? I
Two
saw
of my
this.
favorite movies is racist, bro.
What's that?
I said 2 of my favorite movies is racist as shit. Blazing Saddles and Tropic Thunder. I love both. of
There
them.
you go. Save, love them both.
Sorry, Terrell. I would like to tell you, as part of the non-black community, that you've been canceled from the black community for liking those movies. You're going.
They're my favorite movies, man.
They tried to cancel that Traffic Number before too. Also because of Simple Jack in there. Remember?
Oh yeah,
bro. Because I know that whole thing was just hilarious,
right?
Fun stuff, man. I just don't understand.
I love
I'll tell you, Dave Chappelle was ahead of his time. Let's just get a racial draft going, settle this all once and for all.
He had one of the best skits of all time on that show.
Bill Burr was on there too. You know, Bill Burr was one of the guys. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's one of his good friends.
Do you know what? What's funny about Tropic Thunder is that they did the Simple Jack thing and they did RDJ as playing blackface, and everyone that's offended by bullshit can't decide which one's more offensive. So the movie just still lives in the ethos. Like it's never going to be canceled because you can't make an argument for either. Like not all of those idiots can get on the same page to have enough power to pull it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe
I see what you're saying.
Maybe that's the answer. Maybe we just need to make movies that have like 3 super insensitive things in it.
Just gotta start doubling down.
Double down, baby.
The funny thing about Tropical Thunder, right? You had a black guy who was gay. You had a fat white dude that was all coke, but didn't want to be fat, you know. And he always played the fat man role, the fat guy role, the fat funny guy role. Then you have another actor who's in blackface, don't know who he is, and then you got another person who played, I can't say the word, played someone with special needs.
That actually kind of took it down the.
Yeah, that whole thing, man, was just hilarious, man. It was hilarious. I don't know, man. I think racism is fun. It's hilarious.
I think they should reboot Ninja Turtles with those 4 archetypes.
Interesting.
Oh, that shit wouldn't even work.
Since we spent so much time last week talking about it, like, bring it back. We call it the callback here on podcast.
Sometimes Tuesday.
Sometimes Tuesday, Monday night, whatever the fuck we're talking. That's hilarious. That's fun. Woo.
Yeah.
Well, coming out hot. How does Johnny say it? Coming in hot, guns blazing. So, how do you guys think of crosswalks? Are they weird or what? Let's switch it up here. Tom Collins, you just like putting men in your mouth.
Oh,
all right.
I'll sing out. Okay, let me tell you my drink. Hold on.
Is it also named after? Well, I can't say man anymore. Is it named after a person?
No, mine is just Clear Fruit. It's one of the hood drinks on the corner store.
Oh, there you go.
What is that?
Clear Fruit Punch?
Some junk from Everfresh that you never heard of.
Everfresh.
Yeah, it's just straight, just Clear Fruit Punch. That's all it is.
I like that.
I didn't know they made that.
Yeah, it's on the corner of every hood store.
I'm gonna have to go pick some up.
Crazy.
Welcome with open arms. Come on in. I want some Clear Fruit Punch, please, sir. Or ma'am. You know the original Mr. Potato Head had like the pieces had spikes on them. You know, like the things you hold corns with, like you hold corn with.
Yeah.
That's what the original one. You actually would use a real potato and stick these pins into the fucking potato and make your face.
Well, that's gonna piss off every jack off who jerks off to potatoes. That's offensive to him.
Yeah, I mean, you could cut yourself. Wow. Oh my god. Matt, what do you think of potatoes? I mean, that's like your thing, right?
What, you're asking the Irishman what he thinks of potatoes?
Well, I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of that guy over there. I'll ask one of you Irish food. What was it like being in the bottom floor of the Titanic?
We're getting out. I don't know. I think I might be one of those oversensitive people. You got the potato blight. You're bringing up some bad memories here.
All right, get in the 5 points, asshole.
So the orchestra was not playing "Oh Danny Boy." Were you offended by that?
No, I never saw that movie.
What? You never wanted to?
Why would I want to watch that movie?
Because the last 5 minutes of the first VHS were like prime jerk off material when we were 14. Are you kidding me?
I know how it ends.
Well, I mean, we all know how it ends. We're not going to talk about it. We don't want to get canceled. We have one subscriber here.
Oh boy.
Go down the rabbit hole. All right, next topic. Someone else bring something up because I'm going down the rabbit hole real hard.
Same.
What do we got?
All right, I got you.
Big T's got something here.
Go back at you real quick. All right, guys. From last week. Casting choices that seemed terrible, but somehow were pretty good.
Okay. So
let's start with Nick. Don't steal mine either.
I'm gonna pass it to Matt because we talked about I think 2 or 3 that we don't need to talk about individually, but we should just talk about in a whole. And I think Matt knows what they are. So let's.
All right. So one of the big ones that first came to mind, I imagine everyone's reaction was pretty similar to mine when you hear Heath Ledger is getting cast as the Joker in The Dark Knight. At first you start thinking back to, all the movies he's done. Can he pull off an iconic character like that? And sure enough, I got proven wrong. And I've never been more happy to have been proven wrong in my life. So that's the big one that pops in the head. And you think of like Michael Keaton as Batman. Doesn't make a whole ton of sense the first time you see it. The one that really stuck out to me, excuse me, was Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Before Hugh Jackman made that movie, he was known mostly for Australian stage theater, not something you would normally associate with a character like Wolverine, and he went in and absolutely killed it.
Those are the obvious choices.
Right.
Big T, what do you think? Hit us with it.
What, mine?
No, well, you can give us anyone else if you want, but for your.
Well, my two movies were one, They Live with Rowdy Piper. I would never thought Rowdy Piper would be that good of an actor. I'm just so used to him just when he was wrestling, he was just screaming and yelling and going crazy and stuff. So that's why I saw Rowdy Piper as. And
Interesting.
Yeah, and the other movie is Face Off. Now, I would never think Nicolas Cage and John Travolta in a movie together. Only thing I remember is, I don't know if y'all remember this movie. It's an old ass movie. John Goodman and Nicolas Cage. It was called, what's the name of that movie called, man? His name was High, and he robbed a bank and he stole some babies.
Oh, Leaving Las Vegas?
No,
or Raising Arizona. Raising Arizona.
That's all I see him as being comical. That's all I see him Nicolas Cage being a comical dude. And then John Travolta, I know he played in other movies, but the only movie that stick in my head is John Travolta. Is fucking Grease, bro. That's all I think about, him dancing around with black tight pants on, singing T-Bird stuff. And tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. That's all I used to see him at. But then when I saw the Face Off movie, they changed everything. It was just so dope how they did the whole thing and how they started off as the good guy and the bad guy. Then they had to reverse the roles. So they had to play 2 different types of characters in a one movie. So that was so dope. And then when they did it, I thought it was like they did a phenomenal job. Like they really showed their acting chops on that one. So I thought that was pretty good. That's what I really had doubts about the movie, but when I saw it, when they did it, I was like, oh, it was good, man. Good movie.
That was the movie.
They are rebooting that, which we'll get into later. Oh yeah.
Come on.
Can I say something real quick before you start?
Whatever you want, bro.
All right, so I'm getting sick of Hollywood rebooting shit. There's people out here that has great ideas, bro, for other type of movies. I don't know what kind of Hollywood cults they have out there. They won't let these people show their talents, bro. Because some of these people out here are very talented at making stories. You got all these Netflix originals and stuff like that. Okay, these people got great ideas. Why can't you make these into big budget movies? Why you have to the reason why I see why now they reboot a lot of stuff because they say, oh, it worked that time. It might even work better this time. We can bring all the older people out that will come see this again.
Right, the built-in audience for the
but it's you want to grab more people out there. So I just don't understand. You have a lot of talented writers out here and talented people that write stories, and you don't want why you want to keep doing the same shit over and over again.
Well, I think Nick hit it right on the head with the built-in audience. You know, movies obviously aren't cheap, so you're throwing a ton of money into this. Do you want to do it into something that you're taking a chance on? You know, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Or do you want to hit something that's got a built-in audience already, guaranteed box office? I'm not saying it's right, just playing devil's advocate.
Bro, Airbender. You spend all that money on Airbender. All that money on Airbender. The last Airbender. With a twist. Stupid shit.
with the twist.
Spend all that money on that, and then you talking about that, oh, they don't have any good people out here writing. You got a whole, that's why they have team of writers. You have a team of writers. You can't come up with nothing.
Well, you know what? With that, they didn't have to come up with anything. They literally had, how long is that show? 3 seasons? Something like that, 4 seasons? And it's like the highest rated anime, one of them of all time. Like it's beloved. Like all they had to do was copy it. Like I don't think Hollywood understands that the people that say they want these movies to be made, which is kind of, we were talking about it last week a little bit with Mortal Kombat. Like I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. I don't need you to rewrite the story. I just put the main story and the main characters in some dope fights and have them rip each other's heads off and just have the story make sense. It's already there. Just do it in live action. And it would be a hit and no one would complain about it. You know, same thing with Airbender, which I think they're doing now. They have the original writers are doing like a Netflix series and they're just redoing, like completely rebooting it, but in live action with like using, you know, for each nation using the right ethnicity for the characters, whether it be Japanese or Chinese or whatever the different nations are, because they're kind of based in Asia or whatever. Like it's going to be super successful because it's the original writers and they're staying true to it. That's all people care about. When you start, you know, it's funny as I watched a video about Super Mario Brothers today. And there's this awesome YouTube show called Pitch Meetings, and the guy basically like talks to himself, like pitching the movie to an executive, and he basically breaks it down. He's like, "Oh, so we're just going to completely ignore that they're not really brothers. So their last name's Mario, so it's Mario, and Luigi Mario. Okay, what about the mushrooms? Is Toad's a mushroom, right? Oh no, Toad's a dinosaur. Like, so they completely changed everything about Mario Brothers people love, which is why that movie is fucking terrible. And if they just made a movie with an Italian dude and his lanky idiot brother jumping down pipes and stomping on mushrooms for an hour and a half, it would be fine.
All right, you hold your tongue about John Leguizamo, all right?
John Leguizamo didn't write the movie. He's one of my favorite actors, so that's not his fault. But he was also like 20 when he did that movie, so
maybe
things could be forgiven. But it's the same idea. Like if they should reboot stuff like that. You know, like movies that are just trash. Like,
and basically, they should reboot stuff that flopped.
Yeah, but of course, that's not what they're going to do. They're going to reboot things that made money so they can make money. You know, that's why they put certain actors in movies. That's why, like, you know, these actors, like I don't know, Corey Feldman or something. They'll pay him $1 million to be in a movie that comes out on DVD, but they'll make $5 million on it because it's his name and there's a little group of people that'll buy it. So,
$5 million is being generous.
Yeah, over the course of 100 years.
What was the dude? I forgot his name. The main dude who played Mario. What was his name again?
Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins, right? So Bob Hoskins was just hot off for coming and playing in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right?
Yeah.
So that's why that's probably put him in there. So he's hot off the press from that.
Yeah, it doesn't explain why Dennis Hopper played the guy he played, Koopa. Like you're talking about like top actors, bro.
They need some money at the time.
Yeah, well, they probably offered him like a couple $1 million in points on the movie, and they're like, yeah, it's the biggest video game ever at the time. It still is, but that was it's only been out for 8 years, and they probably banked on that. Their careers got shit on. Like no one under the age of 30 watched them again, probably till 5 years later and 20 movies later. But they probably are still living off that money. They're still ordering Uber Eats with that Mario Brothers money. So I don't know. Matt, what do you think?
It just sucked though, man. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of hungry writers out there.
Well, I think that's why the Netflix model is working, because they're trying to find original content that's not reboots, and they're giving money to like unknown people that maybe have one or two things that are high quality, which is why there's so much good stuff that comes out on there. And like some of the foreign stuff that comes out, or even stuff that's based on like foreign history, like what was the one on the Genghis Khan with Benedict Wong, like it doesn't have an audience here, but it's a dope show. Or Marco Polo, it doesn't really have an American audience, but people loved it.
That was a dope show though.
Yeah, I know, but it got good reviews because people could watch it for free, and they're like, "Yo, this is amazing!" And then all of a sudden, everyone starts watching it. So it's kind of like the back.
It almost turns into a Hollywood feeder system at that point too, because you make your name there with stories you want to make. Then Hollywood starts paying attention, and they start cherry picking the people that they want.
But see, mostly Hollywood when those people do that. Most of they look for the director. They be like, "Oh, he directed this well. This is good," and they usually pick the directors before they pick the writers.
And that's the whole studio system construct.
That sucks, man. I'll be like, "Look, this is a good story." So I don't know. I'm not no Hollywood guy. Just a black guy, just make music videos and do stuff on the side. That's all I do. Pictures of pretty women. That's all I do.
I think that's one of the reasons 2020 was interesting, is because there weren't there weren't any really major releases. They all had to come through some sort of streaming service. Yeah. And I think they're realizing like, we can't afford to put $100 million, $150 million into things if we're just going to get percentages on these streaming services. So they're like, okay, so how do we make better stories for less money? And then they take out all the flash and jazz and stuff that you just don't need, and then the stories get better. If that makes any sense. So this year's been really good for shows. I mean, there's been a lot of dope things that have come out, but no movies, kind of.
Well, I mean, the question is, would this stuff have been watched as much as it was if we weren't in the middle of a pandemic?
Nope.
Too?
Nope.
So, I mean, they're throwing all sorts of stuff at the wall, hoping something sticks. And, any other year, half the stuff that's stuck wouldn't.
Yep.
Maybe. So what can you think of an example of something you don't think would have taken off?
I can name 20. I can go on Netflix right now and name 20 that I've never heard of in my life.
All right,
sitting there.
Just give me one without going on Netflix.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm just throwing stuff at the wall here. I'm no better than they are.
That is just being a metaphor for the Hollywood system.
Hey, Johnny, I'm sorry, man. I didn't make us go to another.
Oh no, dude, it's good. No, it's good.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
This is something else. Oh. What was your movie, man? My fault, man.
I didn't really have one. I was just thinking, was it Daniel Craig is 007, I guess. That's one I would have had to work. I didn't really see that coming after Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, that's interesting. They went a whole different way with that, huh?
Yeah.
I don't like Daniel Craig's accent is not very strong.
No.
Like,
You know, it's kind of not as slick as, you know, the Pierce Brosnan was supposed to be. With more like, you know, 007 is not really an action hero, you know, technically. More like, you know, gadgets.
He's a spy whore.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Not a bad gig. Not a bad gig, though.
I need those microfilm. Miss Kitty, I need a microfilm.
Money penny.
Shaking that stirred, huh?
Miss Pusher.
I have the microphone film.
Would you like to come up to my room for a cocktail?
This guy's going straight Sean Connery.
Miss Pusher. That's a good one, John. Actually, that is definitely when he was cast. People were like, "What are you kidding me?" You know, this little short blonde English dude. It make no sense.
Well, weren't they gonna cast soon Iris Elba as him? Idris Elba, yeah. Weren't they looking at him?
I think that's a fan. That's a fan. Like, everyone was like, he'd be perfect. I think he'd be amazing.
He would be. They don't have the balls to do it.
But bro, okay. Yeah, I'll go again.
Go for it.
They're not going to cast him, bro. No. So many people are so used to the usual James Bond, and they're going to protest it. Just like I can give you a prime example. Remember when Michael B. Jordan played Johnny Storm?
Yep.
All right, they protested against that. So, you know, most people want everything to, you know, to be the same. You can change the person, but let it be the same. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Okay, all right.
Well, it's like no. Well, like, what if, like, weren't people a bit shocked when Samuel L. Jackson came out as Nick Fury?
Yes,
but
bro.
in the alternate universe, he was black. But in
yes,
right. But people were stunned when they first saw that. You know, they're expecting the old, you know, gray hair and the fucking cigar.
But some people,
Hasselhoff.
Most people, that was a crazy movie.
Yeah, my brother said the other day, like, wouldn't it be dope in Spider-Man 3 if they're doing all this multi-dimension that Hasselhoff showed up as Fury? That shit would be cool.
If he could come there with his little patch over his eye,
smoking a cigar,
and Samuel Jackson come face to face like this.
But I think, what were you saying, T? You were talking about another character that they race swapped, or you're getting there?
That's Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm.
I don't see a problem with that, really.
The thing is, history is about to repeat itself, because with Superman getting rebooted at Warner Brothers, I guarantee you we are on our way to a Michael B. Jordan Superman. And people are going to go fucking crazy.
Oh, they're going to go fucking nuts.
You know, that's because there's a black Superman in another dimension.
Yeah.
So,
I think they'll cover it. They'll cover it like that. They're not going to call, as long as
it's not going to matter for these people.
Right.
As long as they don't call him Clark Kent, and then it's fine. Like,
no, it's not going to fucking matter.
Why not? They got a Greek dude playing Superman now on WB.
We just spent 15 minutes talking about taking the Mister away from Potato Head. Right? Yeah, they're gonna be worth. There's gonna be
these fucking people. If you're pissed about somebody,
these are gonna be on fucking fire.
If you're thinking about if we're talking about people being pissed that they took an imaginary cock off Mr. Potato Head, what are they gonna do when they make Superman black? These fucking.
It was one of his ears, John. It was one of his ears.
Left him out. You know, like Matt just said, these nutcases are gonna go crazy.
Matt, tell the truth. Some people go. A lot of people gonna go ape shit crazy. They be like, "What? Superman black? No."
You know what? I'm not going to
look at black Superman. Then they gonna look it back in the comic books. They be like, "It was a black Superman."
Yeah, they don't do that. You know what? I'm all about it. Make Superman black, because all these motherfuckers out there have been dogging my homie Henry Cavill for years.
Yeah.
They said Man of Steel was terrible. Like, I love Man of Steel. I don't even like Superman that much. Man of Steel is dope. I like what they've done with him, and they just talk shit about him for the last 10 years. So let them talk shit about a black dude. You know, let their racism come out. Fuck them. You know, they obviously have no taste. Henry Cavill legitimately looks like they just pulled him off a comic book page. You know what I mean? Like, how much closer to Superman can you get? Really?
The fucker from Smallville.
Well, okay.
No, he did
now.
Henry Cavill. like Nick said, it looked like they just took him off the pages, bro.
Well, that's because he was doing all the Jim Jones workouts, dude. Literally had workouts called Superman. It's Jim Jones. It's a gym in Utah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking pretty crazy. It's the same guys that did all the actors for 300.
Oh, okay.
Cavill's a big pimp, though, dude. He has a house here. So,
Yeah?
Here,
You guys hang out? You talk to him in a bar by yourselves?
I could probably look up his house where he lives. No, but some of the bars I go to, I hear stories about these girls that like fucking they give him the old kryptonite. You know what I'm saying?
Ayo.
Ew. He's not on that Tom Brady private island in Miami with like 12 other people yet, but I'm sure in a couple years he will be.
I don't know about that.
Actually, this is kind of an interesting topic, this gender swap thing. What do you guys, not gender swap? Well, I guess we can do gender swap too. Gender swap, race swap. Like, is there any characters that should not be race swapped versus like, does it matter? Like I don't think Bruce Wayne should ever be like race or gender swapped. Like, cause it's like, that's who he is. But I don't think there's many other characters other than maybe like 5 or 6 that really doesn't matter.
I would argue
the floor
for any of them. They're imaginary characters.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what's it matter?
What's it like taking the high road, Matt?
What the hell does it matter?
It don't matter. Only thing I just want them to do is keep it male or female. So if it's She-Hulk, don't take them in terms of.
That's a good point.
Female Hulk, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
just keep it like a She-Hulk.
That She-Hulk show is gonna be. It's gonna be here running. It's gonna be here doing fucking wrestling matches against guys and or against chicks. Running races against girls, and it's a female Hulk.
But it's just crazy. I wanted to keep it like this. We can't even see gender on it, man. That's crazy.
Female Hulk.
It's like I just don't want them to, just change it to like. I just don't want them to change the gender. I'm sorry. Like say for instance, they'll have like just like that She-Hulk, and then they turn She-Hulk to something different. To pander the people that are sensitive.
Yeah, I mean, you remember like 10, 12 years ago, they made Colossus gay, and people lost their minds.
I know. I lost my shit because that was one of my favorite characters. I lost my shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I lost my shit. I was like, what the hell is this?
I mean, he was a painter, and he worked out a lot. So,
but he's a painter from Russia, and he's huge.
I couldn't see that, man. Still to get somebody buns, kind of crazy shit.
Oh man.
Talking about it. Commercial just came on right here. Again, we talked about this already. Queen Latifah is playing the Equalizer. The television show, The Equalizer, like with the old British guy.
The Shequalizer.
Good one, The Shequalizer.
Are we even allowed to say that?
Nope. We're canceled.
Yeah,
we canceled.
What's you guys' favorite candy bar?
You Bert Kreischer?
Just changing topic. All right, reboots. Well, T brought that up. So, not even reboot. How about reboots, loose sequels, kind of? Because like that Tom and Jerry movie just came out, which I did watch. Like,
are we considering that a reboot though? Because that's from like the TV show. So technically, it's a reboot, right? But I don't know if it was ever like a fucking movie.
I don't know if it's a reboot, but it's still like it's not a new property. So I guess that's kind of
that's a good point.
Kind of the idea. It's like an old property that they're putting out. King Kong versus Godzilla, which kind of looks. I'm not into those giant fighting animals, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, Kajos, yo. Like, what do you guys think about that? I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but would you rather just have random fighting giants or?
Well, they tried that already with Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't need to hear about your Saturday nights, Matt. We're talking about.
Oh, man, I'm a little upset you beat me to the punch there.
These guys. Silly, man.
Wait till Atlantic Rim.
But yeah, I want to see it. And I know a lot of other like older people want to see it because they grew up on those TV shows. They were older and when it's black and white and stuff. So I know it's gonna make if it was going to the box office, everybody was able to go to the movies. I think it would have been it's gonna be a big hit. It would have been a big hit. A lot of people would go see that. But
talk, Matt. What do you traditionally like monster movies like do a lot at the theater. You were there for a decade and a half.
Yes. The newest ones didn't do as good. Anytime you try to change the direction an established franchise is going, I think you lose some interest. It's kind of like the stuff we've been talking about, the people who remember that's not my Godzilla. Those type of people won't, but it's all trying. That's where I could get into the reboot. Is it considered a reboot? To me, anytime you're trying to build a new starting point for something else, that's where I would call it a reboot.
Okay. Fair
So like the Tom and Jerry, I would call that a reboot because I would argue that they're expecting to make more of these.
Yeah, and they're definitely like 3D kind of. They're like that that weird mix of 3D, 2D, living in the real world. There was a couple funny parts in it. I'm not gonna lie, but the overall story, like, I feel like it suffered because there were humans in it. Like they could have just made a cartoon that would have been way more fun. Like we don't need to see whatever her name is. Emma, what the hell is her name? The girl from Hit Girl from Kick-Ass. Like a movie about her like trying to get a weekend job. And here's the plot of the movie, so you guys can laugh at it. This chick's a hustler, and she buys her way into a job at the hotel, and they basically, as the like assistant manager, she has to get rid of the mouse. So she brings in the cat, and then they ruin the place, and that's the plot. And then they come together at the end to make sure the event works. It's a kids movie, so we really can't burn it too much, but it's really terrible.
Oh, I can fucking burn that right to the ground.
This is a hotel, right?
Yeah.
Hey, okay, I can give you the same another movie.
Home Alone or something.
An old movie called Dunstan Checks In about a
so funny. I was just the same thing.
What about a orangutan that's in the hotel? They trying to get the orangutan out.
Yeah, basically what it
about
is.
Ratatouille, wasn't that one of those fucking things?
Almost the same.
Actually, you know what?
In the thing, so you're trying to get the rest out.
No, Ken Jeong plays a chef, a Michelin chef in the hotel, and one of the plot points is like they need to get rid of the mouse because if they see it, he'll lose the stars or whatever.
Now, what about that stupid movie, Mr. Popper's Penguins, with Jim Carrey? I gotta get fucking penguins out. I've seen this a bunch of times.
Gotta get out of the hotel. Hey, man.
What about that bullshit Ghostbusters remake they did?
With the ladies?
With the fucking broads. Yeah. Can I say broads?
No, hold up.
You just did.
So you just did, but don't worry about it. So, but that dope. What was quoted that that Ghostbusters was in another dimension from the other Ghostbusters. So it's like clearly different from that Ghostbusters. But what's upset?
Yeah, because it was sucked.
Yeah. So why would you still put the original Ghostbusters in the movie? If it's from another dimension of the movie?
They were only there for like 2 seconds, but they didn't play the Ghostbusters, so.
No, they are in the new one, right?
Yeah, in the new one.
Yeah.
I think the new one's gonna like have a big Ernie Hudson like character arc, which is gonna make it fine. Which is what they should have done instead of doing this like female Ghostbusters. They should have just had Ernie Hudson as a Ghostbuster training new Ghostbusters.
Well, because I think he's the only one that's believable right now, right?
And Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. I mean, definitely not Dan Aykroyd. I mean, if you've seen them recently. I mean,
yeah. I mean, Ernie Hudson's still jacked.
Well, speaking of Ghostbusters and remakes, they were going to do one where Farley was coming in as one of the new Ghostbusters before he died.
Oh,
really? Yeah.
It would have been funny.
Look that up.
I would just believe you.
Yeah, Aykroyd and what's his name?
Oh, did
What?
Egon that died.
Yeah, did you know that Eddie Murphy was supposed to play Ernie? Supposed to be
Yeah.
Eddie?
I was just about to say that, and they cut like 30 minutes of. They cut him out of the first like 40 minutes of the movie or something.
Yeah.
They cut out Winston.
But
Bastard.
you know that he didn't. They want because Ernie Hudson came in there because he was looking for a job. He was like, I'm just looking for a job. He was like,
If there's a paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you tell me.
Yeah, but like he said in interviews, like he had like a whole character arc in the first half of the movie. Like he was like whatever his job was, he was scientist and all this other stuff, and they just cut it all out and they stuck him in the last like third of it. And so they just had him come in looking for a job, like, and they made him like they took all the gas out of his character.
Yeah.
Which is what he was pissed about. But I guess that's why this one that's coming out, they kind of redeem it because he's like the main guy now because he's the only one that's kind of alive. Yeah.
Bill Murray, like I said, Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, but he had full character arcs.
Yeah, I want to know something funny though. So you ever seen a movie called Nothing But Trouble with Dan Aykroyd?
Literally one of my favorite movies.
Love that.
Bro, how come Dan Aykroyd looks like that old man for real now?
He does, right? It's terrible. He does look bad too. You got the
He
man.
looks just like the old judge in the movie, man. With the prosthetics, with eating the hot dog and shaking his hand.
Humpty Dang is your
Yeah, that's right, dude.
Uh-huh.
They brought him all. Fucking Tupac was in there.
Yeah.
Tupac was in that Digital Underground.
Yep, Digital Underground. I mean, dude, Chevy Chase, Demi Moore, that was John Candy. That was a huge name movie. But they said I've read about that. They said it got so poo-pooed because it came out in like 91, 92. As people were starting to be established, and they were just like, "What is this fucking weird shit?" I loved it. Okay, banker.
But I bet you behind the scenes was hilarious, bro.
Oh man, it had to be.
I know it was hilarious.
Oh man, just Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Candy, just busting balls.
Isn't Chevy Chase like a piece of shit though?
Everybody says he's a douchebag.
So might have been harder to deal with.
Yeah, imagine so.
But he was hilarious though.
I was. But that's why I guess he was only on like one season of SNL because him and Bill Murray were getting in like fist fights.
And you know who him and Richard Pryor got into it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I like Fletch.
Well, because Fletch is awesome. Again, one of my I loved all this. I celebrate his entire catalog.
Funny Farm.
Funny Farm was another great one.
Like
I like a man who knows how to eat.
Sheep balls.
Sheep balls.
Wow, man.
Oh, another reboot. One of my favorites. Any black person that knows this. Coming to America.
Oh, it's coming out what? 3
Friday.
days, right? Yeah, Friday.
Coming on Amazon, right?
America.
Apple or Amazon? I'm not sure.
It is Amazon Prime.
Is it? Dude, that's literally I can probably quote everything in that movie.
Bro, I know that movie from.
Yeah. Did you see Wesley Snipes is in there now?
Bro, so let me tell y'all the plot of the movie. Y'all ready?
Do you know this one, Nick? This is good.
So the plot of the movie now is that what was her name? Leslie, the girl Leslie off of Saturday Night Live, the tall black girl.
Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones is in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So she just remember that now. So as you know, on Coming to America 1, he went to Queens to go find a queen, right? So he went to all these bars and all these places to look for women. Okay. Then he found this girl named Lisa McDowell, whose dad owned McDowell's, supposed to be a fake McDonald's, but it's called McDowell's. So
our buns got no seats.
And Louis, what's his name? Louis
Armstrong. He's coming back.
Louis, what's his name? Louis something.
Louis Armstrong.
Okay, so Louis, he was in there too. So that happened, and he found his wife or whatever, Queen from Queens or whatever. He ended up marrying her. So this time, coming to America, the thing is, right? He already king of Zamunda. He got his wife, and he got two daughters, but they need a male heir to come and rule Zamunda. Come to find out, when Eddie Murphy was over there,
Akeem was slinging it.
Yeah, Akeem was having sex with a lot of women. And he end up having a kid with a drunken night with Leslie Jones. He has his kid, so he has to come back to America to get his son to bring
with Semi.
Yeah, with Semi. All right, Arsenio Hall. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be
That's gonna be amazing. I was so excited for that.
Because everybody who was in the first one is coming back for the second.
I mean, they're doing the same scenes in the barbershop.
Yep.
Like Eddie's playing those guys, Arsenio Hall's playing those guys.
Yep.
Every time I talk about boxing, white man got to bring up Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano.
He whooped Joe Lewis's ass.
Man,
You ain't never met no.
75 years old when he fought.
Look, man, you ain't never met no Martin Luther King.
Man, man, you ain't meet no Martin Luther King.
Oh, it was so good.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. And there's a bunch of different parts. James Earl Jones is back.
Yep.
Playing the father, sends him over. Wesley Snipes has a part in there as like
Snipes he's
like a general or something.
He's the general. If they don't find a male, he will become the heir of Zamunda.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's gonna be crazy, man.
Wesley gonna pull some shit.
But I think it's gonna be hilarious, man.
I think so too.
When's the last time Eddie Murphy made a movie? Has to be.
No, he put out a couple on Netflix that were pretty good, right?
Yeah, I think maybe two. But before that, it wasn't.
Before that, he was kind of phoning them in, though.
Yeah.
The last movie that I saw him in was Mr. Church.
I didn't see that one.
It was a drama.
Really?
Yeah, it was a drama. Mr. Church. That was the last movie I seen. It was a serious role.
Because I know he had the one. He had the one with Robert De Niro when they were cops, and he was following him around. That was in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And
that's 20 years ago, Johnny.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying it's been a while.
Well, he's got Eddie Murphy, money brother.
Yeah, you got to do nothing.
But it's that movie coming out.
That was a good call, Big T.
What's another movie coming out? A good one. Oh, I just saw it today. The girl that played in Resident Evil. Multipass. I call her Multipass.
Multipass.
That's what me and my brother call her, Multipass. She from what's her name? Jovina something?
Oh, Mia Jovovich.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
I call her Multipass. You know what Multipass is, right? Anybody see The Fifth Element?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I call her Multipass. So
all right.
She got a new movie coming out. It's supposed to be some spy movie. And she training spies to be like.
Made her the Black Widow, to be honest with you.
Huh?
They should have just made her the Black Widow, to be honest with you.
No. I don't think she should have been Black Widow.
Agree to disagree to agree to disagree.
Why would you why you say her?
Well, because anyone's more interesting than Scarlett Johansson.
Don't do that, man.
What are you talking about?
Don't do that.
Oh.
I just don't like it. I don't like that the Black Widow is like making like sarcastic like jokes.
You're just a fucking contrarian, is what you are.
Maybe.
What's your beef with my girl, man?
Her husband is Colin Jost, and that bothers me.
Did you sit next to him at a bar?
No, he'd be way taller than me. He was in that Tom and Jerry movie.
Oh, he was?
That's why he pissed you off.
That was very hard. That made it way harder to watch. Yeah. No, I don't really care that much.
This motherfucker made this movie. Fuck you.
They paid him too. It's like you watch something like that and you're like, guy got fucking $2 million for this.
Yeah.
To be like, I'm so sorry, I wrecked the wedding. I won't do it that much anymore. I won't try as hard. Like, what the fuck? This is not. I don't get it.
Yep. You got a snag card. He's out there making money.
Hey man, that's white privilege, bro. I'm telling you. 6'2" white dude with a jawline. Forget about it. I can't compete.
You can't compete.
Yeah, make them two brothers from Australia. Let me know how the fuck that works out.
All three of them are fucking.
Yeah, there's three of them. That's right.
the one of them's on Westworld, which, by the way, is after the first season became the most boring show I've ever watched in my life.
Oh, wonderful.
So you don't like Westworld?
It took every part of my being to get through season 2. It was so fucking tough. It was so tough. Like, they're just doing stuff to try to be provocative, but it's like normal story shit.
Yeah.
They're like time jumping. They have like 3 time periods and like trying to confuse you, but it's just so fucking stupid you don't care. You know what? Like, they're like, I don't know. They're like, oh, they did a Matrix kind of thing where they took all the. I mean, we don't have to get into Westworld. It's, hasn't been on the air in 2 years, but they did like a Matrix idea where like, oh, the robots now have a world within the world that they can send them to, and then on the robots now can go into the real world and they can control computers. So it's kind of like a weird like Skynet meets the Matrix.
That's a lot of Skynet shit,
dude. The first season was kind of interesting, and then it turned into that bullshit. And I'm like, okay, there's only 3 more episodes I can get through because I have to watch. You have to watch all the bullshit because every time I lose interest in a show, and if I try to fast forward and watch the last episode, I'm like, fuck, I missed. I don't know what like these 3 cool things that happened are, so now I have to go back and watch it anyway. So I try to get through it and just it sucks. Now the 3rd season's not as bad. They're not doing as much bullshit. It's like all takes place outside of the Matrix, I guess. But I'm still like kind of lost. I've lost interest in it. I'm gonna go watch New Girl.
There you go.
Like a true 38-year-old white heterosexual male watching New Girl.
So have y'all watched WandaVision? Any of y'all watch it yet?
Yep. I have.
So what y'all think about that last episode?
It wasn't my favorite of the bunch. I struggle with
Please elaborate.
Yeah, I struggle with everything they set up in the previous episode. It was Wanda all along. And all of a sudden this news episode starts and she has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like they lost the plot a little bit.
The Agatha.
What you talking about? I think they start losing it. Like, I think it was the sixth one, but when she couldn't control it, when everything was changing and stuff. I thought she was just losing her mind. Then all of a sudden they came up with this Agatha thing. So
yeah, it's kind of like they're jumping around a little bit too. It makes sense to a degree because she's getting more powerful as the episodes go. Yeah. But it's like one of those shows like it might have been better if they dropped them all at once. It's fun like talking about it every week, but when you're trying to add all this mystery and stuff into it, you lose a lot of people because it's, they're going to like this episode's supposed to be like 40 minutes long and there's so many open things. I think they're only going to cover half of them and it's going to be like a cold stop and you're not going to see any of it again for a year or two. Like you're not going to really know what happens with the new Vision. You're not going to know what happens with Agatha, like all this stuff that they're doing. But I think they definitely established mutants in it. Like that was the whole point of her controlling the bomb when she was a kid. Is that so? Kind of the whole plot of the show is like this witch, like Scarlet Witch, loses her mind. I'm explaining it to Johnny here. Loses her mind and creates like this alternate reality where she can be happy with Vision and the kids that she creates. And this other witch comes in and they make you think it's her pulling all the strings, but it turns out that it's actually Wanda doing it, and the other witch is just trying to figure out how the fuck she's so powerful. Because she's been practicing magic for hundreds of years, and Wanda's just doing stuff without thinking about it. So it gives off like this weird jealous vibe.
Yeah, seeing all over fucking social media. It was me all along, sitting in like a kitchen and shit.
You could just watch it. It'll take like 2 hours to watch the whole series, and but I digress.
What you think about the ending when they showed the White Vision?
Well, first of all, remember a couple weeks ago I said because Wanda was the one that can destroy the Mind Stone, she could bring it back.
Yeah.
I think I nailed it. I think that when they showed her create that second vision with the yellow energy, that's what she was doing. Like she was recreating kind of part of the Mind Stone, which is vision. So I think they're going to combine. I think the White Vision and him are going to fight, and then the one that she made is going to combine with the actual physical body of Vision, and he'll be back to normal. That's my guess, but that might be like too obvious. Because I think the kids and her and him are all going to survive outside of the hex when it goes down. Because it's almost like she absorbed his soul when she was killing him, and then like his soul came out of her in the show, because like her energy is all red, and then when Vision, like when she creates him, it changes from red to yellow, which is the Infinity Stone color. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like that's like his soul is able to survive in her world, but his body's on the outside of the world. And now that the body's like reanimated, we can just kind of merge back with it. That's my guess. But I don't know. I mean, if I thought of it, then it's probably not going to happen.
I think it's going to end with the real Vision sacrificing himself.
That's what I was thinking.
I think that's the most logical way to end it.
Like have him die for a fourth time or third time or whatever.
But see, they stole some of Wanda's chaos energy and put it into the new Vision.
Right.
If you see at the end how they took the chaos energy and put it into the new Vision.
Yeah, that's why he's able to come back.
I'm about to tell y'all some comic book history about the White Vision. So when the other Vision died, the White Vision didn't like Wanda at all. So she was trying to teach him, just teach him what happened and everything. Come to find out, I did not know this guy, so I had to go back into my encyclopedia and read it. That Hank Pym, when he made help make the Vision, he used certain people or certain mutants' brain waves to put into the Vision. So it's a mutant named Wonder Man. Wonder Man and Wanda used to be on the same team in X-Men. Come to find out that Wonder Man had the hots for Wanda, and when they put his brainwaves into the Vision became in love with Wanda.
Okay.
So Wanda ended up figuring that out. So when the White Vision came, and the White Vision wasn't responding to her, she asked Wonder Man, can he put his brainwaves back into the Vision? He told her no. And then when she got mad at him, and she said she was going to do it, make him do it anyway. But then she just walked off. Then Wonder Man was on the beach, and he was crying. And he said, you just don't know how much I love you. And then it goes off. Then the White Vision started learning more. Then he became the Vision again and fell in love back with Wanda. It's weird, bro. That whole story weird.
Yeah, that was one of the Wanda and the Vision were such like a mid-level, like no one was really reading it back then.
Yeah.
Not like most people were reading all like the big titles. That was kind of just like an offset. Let's get real weird with it. I don't know if that's going to happen in this show. They haven't. I mean, I'm sure Wonder Man will come in at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be this episode. I still don't know who the engineer is. I never even brought that person up again, which we talked about.
It's going to be Reed Richards, man. I'm telling you.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Reed Richards now.
Come in at some point.
I thought it was gonna be Beast, but I'm thinking it's gonna be Reed Richards now.
I don't know. Maybe it'll be Wonder Man.
Reed Richards.
Pretty rich.
They only got like 40 minutes left, and they have to figure out. They have to show who the actual fuck the Pietro is, which they kind of set it up that she's just like Agatha's just controlling him, but he might actually be from like another dimension, so he might actually be the Fox Quicksilver. Gotta figure out who that is. We gotta figure out how they get out of all the bullshit they're in. If Doctor Strange shows up, who the engineer is, who's that big cameo they were talking about. Like, there's so many things that they set up that they have to cover this week. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it all. But the good thing is, in 2 weeks we have Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is supposed to be basically like a long version of the Winter Soldier, Captain America Winter Soldier movie. Like, it's basically them chasing Zemo and you know, that kind of stuff. So what are you guys looking forward to in that? Because that's I don't think that's going to be all weird and mystical like this. I think it's going to be a straight up action.
Yeah, that's going to be a more straightforward, Marvel kind of project. Wandavision is more the abstract. This will be more the straightforward, week to week, action set pieces, that kind of stuff.
I think this show is 6 hour-long episodes.
Damn.
As opposed to 9 half-hour episodes. So it's like a real true mini series.
So what I'm getting out of it is going to be like a lethal weapon to me.
Oh yeah,
that's how I'm seeing it as.
Yeah, I'm seeing it as like a Marvel A-team.
I like that. Nick just got happy.
It's going to me. What I say is going to be like a lethal weapon because there's a lot of like even the preview shows comical stuff. Like when he jumped out the plane, he was like, "Man, do I need a parachute?" He said, "How are we getting out of the plane?" He was like, "Out the plane and fly off." And when the soldier just walk back to the seat like this,
yeah, I guess you kind of if you role reverse it, you have Anthony Mackie as like the Mel Gibson character, just being reckless. That makes a lot of sense. That's what in the previews. That's what he's doing. He's just like busting balls and Winter Soldier's like rolling his eyes at him. God, yeah.
Mechanical things working.
Yeah. Skynet self-aware.
There you go.
That could be. I'm looking forward to it because they're bringing in like the U.S. agent, evil Captain America or whatever.
Yeah,
he's gonna be in it. Zemo's back. It's gonna be.
And then it's gonna be the real Zemo.
Yeah, with the mask and everything.
With the purple mask on. That's gonna be pretty cool. With the purple mask with the white and black little fur on his neck.
Yeah. They're also kind of saying it could be a like an obvious reference to Wolverine because it's gonna, the Captain America program, he's Weapon 1 and Wolverine's Weapon X. So now that they have the rights, they instead of calling it like whatever they called it in the first Captain America, like the superhero project, super soldier, whatever.
Super Soldier.
They can actually call it the Weapon X project or whatever, the Weapons Plus. So they're saying there might be a lot more of that in there, where it's gonna kind of lead into, maybe that Captain America movie they're saying Chris Evans coming back for would be him and Wolverine in World War II. That'd be cool.
That'd be dope.
That'd be dope.
With the new Wolverine, like the new cast. That'd be cool. And then Wolverine kind of does like the Captain America and the Avengers thing where he just shows up and he's in like current times smoking a cigar. Just like gruffy. That'd be dope. You
writing a script?
So I just thought about
that smart.
Too. Man, what if they old guy end up being Captain America? They the same thing in the comic book. A lot of people was mad because the black guy was Captain America. What if he end up being Captain America in the next movies? See how that's gonna happen.
Ooh, what are you talking about?
Falcon became Captain America.
He's Captain America right now, as far as we know.
We don't know yet, so they're probably fighting each other trying to get to Captain America's throne. So they.
The other rumor is that there was a black Captain America, a rumor for the show, which is comic book based. There was a Black Captain America before Steve Rogers, like the first prototype, and then his grandson is the Captain America that's in the Young Avengers, the black kid. So they already have a precedent for
I
it.
did see that cartoon.
So they're saying like he might show up in Falcon and the Winter. The grandfather might show up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they might introduce the kid because they introduced the two kids in the WandaVision series. They already casted the young Hawkeye, his daughter. They got the young Miss Marvel, the Middle Eastern girl, and then they're already building up like this roster of young Avengers. And then Kang the Conqueror, of course, is their main villain, and he's going to be the villain in Ant-Man 3. Probably going to pop up in Loki, I would think.
I think he's going to pop up. He should pop up in Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, of course. Most likely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. What's next here? We got what else is on the docket? Let me break out the old with the blank pages. There, that's what we got. Ooh. How come tattoos are the only thing people won't talk shit about? No, I'm just kidding. We can
Talk shit about anybody's tattoos.
It doesn't happen. All right, so let's see. I know, John, you've been wanting to talk about. Let's end the show with this.
What's that?
Patrice O'Neal documentary.
Oh, powerful Patrice.
Powerful Patrice. I know you've been wanting to talk about it. We haven't.
My favorite comedian, man. One of the most underrated comedians of all time. The comedian's comedian is what he's known as.
That's right.
You know? You guys, I'm sure you guys have heard of him before, but yeah, died before his time, 41 years old, type 2 diabetic. But again, widely considered, the comedian around those times. He was in a couple shows. He was on Chappelle's show. He was on The Office for a little bit, working in the warehouse. But he was mainly known for all his stand-up. Ran the Table in Boston and New York. The Table was this famous place where a lot of comedians would hang out, like you say, a 19-year-old Kevin Hart, Bill Burr, a lot of other people. Dane was there, and like he would just hold court there. So like there was a 2-hour documentary that came out on the 19th, basically just interviewing all his friends, former comedians, his family, talking about how he got started a lot of people in the game just because he taught them the game. Know your worth, and he heckled the shit out of everybody. One of the famous stories is that one of Kevin Hart's first times on stage, he was up there just doing it. And all of a sudden, Patrice, he just heard Patrice in the back just going, ugh. So he says, boo. And all of a sudden he looks up and Patrice threw a phone book at him and said, read that. It'll be funnier. Call someone in there and ask them if you know what you're doing. This ain't for you, kid. Like he was that brutal of a person. But hilarious. Nick watched it. Again, it's where I get a lot of my stuff from. Just the way he busted balls and shit. Like he was truly ruthless, but a great guy. Like I said, Bill Burr's best friend. Awesome documentary. Is it free on Comedy Central now, I think, Nick? And then it's like $5 on something.
I paid $5. Yeah, if you have Comedy Central, you can watch it. I think. They had a version of it posted on Reddit, and I watched like half of it, and then they took it down. So I was like chomping at the bit for the past 2 weeks trying to find a copy of it, and I just said fuck it, and I just
because they did it. They did it right. I mean, there's been other stuff out there like YouTube and stuff, but it was produced by All Things Comedy, which is Bill Burr's company. So it's done right. And it was executive produced by them, produced by the guy that did like The Last Dance and all that stuff. So it's
the guy that directed did like 30 for 30s and stuff.
Yeah, the 30 for 30s and stuff. The Last Dance, like it's really really good. Good breakdown of Patrice. You'll laugh your ass off as you hear about the stuff he did, the stuff that came out of his mouth, and he does have one stand-up, one comedy hour out. It's actually on YouTube, Elephant in the Room. And he's got a lot of interesting stuff. If you're into that kind of stuff, you'll laugh. He probably couldn't get away with it in this day and age, if we want to be honest, Nick. But
because the feminists, the film people will come out and they would destroy it.
That's one of the things. Yeah, they would try. That's the thing. That's one of the pieces of the documentary. I don't want to give too much away, but Burr and a couple other people, Dane is like, there's no way. He's like, if Patrice was alive right now, he'd be in quarantine. They'd be trying to cancel him. He would be fucking having it.
Yeah, I feel like he's like him and Bill Burr would be like, they're two people that are hard to cancel because they just don't give a fuck. Like that you could cancel them. They're still going to be able to tour the whole country and the world and do their,
Well, you listen to Burr's podcast every week, Nick, and you hear the shit he says, and they try to cancel him.
Oh yeah, he always just takes a piss out of it. He's just like, "Oh, who's mad? One person in the comment section? Like, who the fuck cares?"
It's hilarious, man.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he always says, like, if I wouldn't be as successful if I am if Patrice was alive, because he'd be the guy. Like, I would have never made it because he would have been the biggest dude, and they wouldn't even saw me.
Right. And he said, I like what Burr was saying about how, like, Patrice taught him a lot of stuff. He goes, Patrice taught me a lot of stuff about black people. He's like, that I didn't even know about. He just went down the stuff there. He's like, Bill, what the hell are you doing? No, you don't do it like that. Certain things. It's hilarious. Oh, yeah, man, it's the best.
It's definitely worth the watch. And it had it, even the story arc of it was nice because it wasn't a fluff piece.
No, definitely not.
They talked about, like, his demons and, like, the stuff he did that kind of ruined his career, that was his, because of him, like his attitude problem.
Yeah, that's what the one guy said, right? I think Jim Norton said it. He's like, Patrice was the best about shooting himself in the foot for, because he was supposed to be in a couple movies, couple shows, and he would just get there and then he'd like read the script and he'd be like, I'm not doing this fucking bullshit. No, it's really good though. Like I said, he influenced a lot of people. And again, the way he kind of ran that crew at the table there, it had to be legendary listening to him just kind of hold shop. Like Burr said, he used to come in and just be like thinking of shit to get Patrice with, and Patrice would just nail him twice and he'd just be like, fuck, I'm out of this.
Yeah. I liked when they were saying, like, a lot of comics would come down the stairs and see that he was there and then they'd leave because they knew he was just going to roast the shit out of him. Which is, I think, kind of like how everyone should live their life. Like, your friend should not want to hang out because you're going to bust their balls so hard. I like that.
No, definitely.
That'd be like my favorite, is walking in.
Well, that kind of hosts a debate of like that is how a lot of East Coast comedians are, as you know, Nick, as opposed to West Coast comedians. And Chrissy D was talking about this. Like, if you're on the East Coast, it's like, to me, like, you got to be saying something funny for like people from the East Coast to laugh, But if you're on the West Coast, it's like, this guy's up there talking about a unicorn. Oh, shit, he's talking about a unicorn, and laugh, It's like, no, you better be fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, there's no Seinfeld jokes here.
Right.
All right. Well, good.
Airplane food, huh?
What's that?
That's the airplane food, huh?
What's the deal?
What's the deal?
Peanuts on airplanes. Like, why aren't they giving you raisins? No one cares, Gary. Shut the fuck up. Of course I work every day. What do you do every day? Never mind. That was a deep cut. It's one of the interviews he did. He was talking. Some bike messenger came to me and said, "Why are you working? You got enough money not to work." And I said, "Why are you working?" Exactly. That doesn't make any sense. Shut up, Jerry.
No, it's not. It wasn't.
No one cares. Anyway, Big T, it's time. What you got going on? Give your weekly positive energy into the world that we all need.
Well,
spot.
I'm going to reiterate something, but I'm going to add a little bit more to it. If you have a dream, write it down and put it on a wall in your room, bathroom, anywhere, and read that dream that you want to have and whatever you want to accomplish. Read that every day. I promise you that it'll come true. You got to speak into it. Speak what you want to into existence, and I promise you, if you work hard at it and keep speaking into existence, you'll have it. And this is true, because I thought 2-3 months ago, I was like, dang, man, I wish I can get some more work. So I put on the wall in my bathroom, I want to get more work from music videos and photography. So I have more work. I had a job last week. Had to do some headshots for some people for their business cards and business platform on Facebook and the Instagram. Also, I'm going to be doing a music video, filming a music video the 28th and 29th. Also, I have another headshots to come in. So basically, I just spoke to work into existence. So I'm really getting work now, and just don't stop dreaming. If you got it, if you want to do it, man, just do it. Don't listen to these naysayers. There's going to be a lot of people out here that tell you that why you want to do this. Don't do that. You should do this. If you don't feel that whatever everybody telling you to do is not right for you, do what's right for you. And write it down, speak into existence. That's all I got for y'all. Just don't give up. Just never, do not give up. Whatever you want, it's going to come. Just work hard at it, continue to do it. It's going to come.
Never don't give up.
Never don't give up. Double negative. Never don't.
All right. What do you got? You got anything happy for the people?
I mean, just to follow that up, life, just like so many other things, you get out what you put in. If you're not putting the work in, you're not going to get anything out of it. Nothing's going to be handed to you. You got to go out there and strive for it.
All right. Short, sweet, simple, to the point. Gotta get some Jameson in that, man.
Not too many Tom Collins.
Oh,
Oh, look at this guy.
Tommy C's.
Yeah, I can go along with that. Like I say, I like to stay positive part. Actually be, go out there, be nice to people. I bust a lot of balls, but generally it's always in good nature. Unless I don't like you, but not many people these days, which is a good thing to let go of. To follow off of what those guys are saying, failing doesn't make you a failure. So keep going, keep showing up, keep doing it. And like Big T said, you'll get it done. Peace and love.
All right, everybody. Well, that's the Tuesday edition of the Monday. What do we even call this thing anymore? That's right.
Tuesday now.
Matter. No, it's the Monday Night Chop Up Tuesday night edition. I'm very tired. I've been working like crazy, which is good. Finally. So
That's good, man.
Yeah, it's a hiatus. It's kind of interesting because like last year, my business kind of took a tank, but it gave me enough time to get this going. So it's like a positive, like, yeah, this isn't making money, but it's at least giving me like, or all of us, I guess, a like outlet, like a fun outlet to hang out with your boys, talk shit about movies and games and stuff that we like, just to kind of like take a mental break from everyday stress and tumbling down I don't know, whatever the metaphor you want to think of is. Or having to work every day and be stressed out about the government wanting all your money. But yeah, so it's been another good, fun night. I think we hit our record with 4 viewers. We're trending, baby. Whoop.
Will Ferrell.
And the crowd goes wild. That being said, we'll be back next week. We're definitely going to talk about the Wandavision finale because it's going to set up all the fun. We got new DJs in the house.
My fault, man.
Produce away, sir. I'm like all over the place here. All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it up. I think I got a video thing here. Do a goodbye. Hold on a second. Producer, figure it out.